Welcome to our deep dive. Today we're looking into a really tough subject, nursing home negligence. Specifically, we're examining a legal case, the $1 million settlement for Clara Bennett. Now, Clara, she wasn't just a name in a file. She was 90 years old, a grandmother, apparently full of life, known for her knitting, her baking, just a cherished figure. But things took a really tragic turn. She was pushed by another resident, someone with dementia, and, well, that incident took away her ability to walk.
Yeah, and the fall itself, while awful, wasn't even the core of the legal case, really. It's what happened after she became bedridden. That's where the neglect truly set in.
The neglect.
Yes, systemic neglect. The lawsuit detailed these really disturbing signs of inadequate care. We're talking about infected bed sores, pressure ulcers, and these weren't minor. We're talking stage 3, stage 4. In legal terms, those are often seen as, well, almost direct proof of neglect.
Direct proof because they're largely preventable, right, with basic care.
Exactly. Preventable with regular repositioning, proper skin care, monitoring. Their presence suggests a major breakdown in those fundamental protocols.
And it wasn't just the bed sores. The case mentions significant weight loss, too.
That's right. A 15% loss of body weight. That's substantial and points clearly towards a failure in providing adequate nutrition or even monitoring her intake.
15%. So you have the bed sores, the weight loss. What did the investigation find? How did it get that bad?
Well, it seems like a cascade of failures. First, the initial failure to prevent that resident-on-resident incident, maybe inadequate staffing or supervision.
Okay.
Then, clearly, a lack of regular repositioning once she was bedridden, leading to those severe ulcers. And third, a critical failure in nutritional management after the injury. Her charts apparently showed staff weren't tracking her food intake properly, didn't give supplements.
Yeah.
She effectively suffered from malnutrition because of that inattention.
It's just layers of failure. And all this led to the settlement, handled by Marty Carden's team, $1 million.
That figure, $1 million, it's significant. It suggests the failures were seen as particularly egregious.
More than just an accident or a simple mistake.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It points towards, maybe not intentional harm in the criminal sense, but a profound indifference, a systemic breakdown, missing repositioning logs, poor documentation overall. It showed a failure to maintain even basic standards of dignity.
It moves beyond simple malpractice, then.
Absolutely. It shifts into the realm of systemic institutional liability. The facility as a whole failed in its duty of care.
Okay, let's try to unpack this a bit. Hearing about Clara's suffering, knowing it stemmed from administrative failures, it's tough. For our listeners, maybe they have a relative in care. What are the practical takeaways here? How can they be vigilant?
That's the crucial question, isn't it? Families really do become the front line of quality control, unfortunately. The sources stress a few key things. First, ask very specific questions up front. What are the protocols for resident safety? How do you prevent resident-on-resident issues? Don't accept vague answers.
Be persistent.
Yes. Second, keep a sharp eye out for those physical signs we discussed. Bed sores. Any sudden weight loss that isn't explained? These are huge red flags.
And the sources mentioned unannounced visits. That seems like the best way to see the reality.
It really is the gold standard. Popping in unexpectedly gives you a much clearer picture than a scheduled visit. You see the day-to-day reality of care.
But that's hard for people. Work, distance. Are there other ways? Did the case suggest anything about checking records, for instance?
That's a very practical point. And yes, while visits are ideal, scrutinizing the documentation is vital. If you can't be there often, ask to see the charts. Specifically, look at repositioning logs. Are they filled out consistently? Do they look too perfect? Same times every day. Also, check the weekly weight records.
So inconsistencies or records that look rubber-stamped could be a warning sign.
Exactly. If the records are missing, incomplete, or look suspiciously uniform, that suggests a potential problem with documentation, which often correlates with problems in actual care. Making it known you're checking these records creates accountability.
Right, it puts pressure on them even when you're not physically present. So wrapping this up, Clara's story, it's just a heartbreaking illustration of what happens when basic responsibilities and documentation fall apart in these facilities. That $1 million settlement reflects a profound failure of duty.
It really does. And it leaves us with a critical thought, doesn't it? If such devastating neglect can stem from failures in the most basic things like turning a patient regularly, ensuring they eat things that are fundamental to humane treatment, what else is needed?
Yeah.
Beyond family visits, what kind of maybe independent oversight could actually guarantee these non-negotiable standards are met day in, day out? That's the challenge this case really highlights.